is a free-for-all Friday, so free for all! Ben's just talking! Who knows? Oh man.
It was 6 a.m.
It's never ending like that watch. How's that donut there?
It's amazing. It's not paleo.
It's not paleo?
Paleo.
This one's paleo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the chocolate makes it paleo for sure. Absolutely. Happy birthday, Jordan. How was that wad? How was that birthday wad? It was?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. You earned the donut, man.
Hey,
Birthday
Ben.
wad.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Jamie.
Thanks for joining us on Throwdown Thursday.
Oh, it's a new term.
Don't Be the Fat Husbands
I like
YouTube
that.
channel. So
like that.
Today we did G.I. Jordan. It was a wad in honor of Jordan's 28th birthday. So, as many people know, Jordan was in the 75th Ranger Regiment. So, for his 28th birthday, we did 75 double unders for the 75th Ranger Regiment. Then we did 7 handstand push-ups, 14 kettlebell swings, 2 pood, overhead, American style.
That's heavy.
21 chest bar pull-ups, 28 burpees. Then we did a 1,000-meter row. Then we worked down the ladder. 28 burpees, 21 chest bars, 14 kettlebell swings, 7 handstand push-ups, 75 double unders again. And we are very thankful that Jordan was in 1st Battalion. Otherwise, we would have rowed a 2K row instead of a 1K row in the middle. So
that was a hard workout. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Anyway, we're all pretty trash, but why don't we bring the birthday boy over here?
Oh yeah.
Jordan, you're on camera. You're on camera. This is Don't Be the Fat Husbands YouTube channel.
I know.
Yeah. I saw him eat a donut.
The birthday boy.
Oh yeah.
28 years old today.
Nice.
Respect me.
Respect you. Now, Jamie, you made up that wad, right? You programmed it.
I programmed one with Yin over here. Yin, if you can rise from a squat.
Yin.
Yeah.
Famous.
It was hot. And we're all doing Mayhem in Meadowlands on Saturday. What's the team name? Barbells and Beefcakes.
Barbells and beefcakes.
Cheer for us.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, guys, that was fun. I participated too, and it
And
was.
Ben, thanks for keep making these videos. Always a lot of fun.
Oh
Glad to
yeah.
have you in class.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, it's Friday. Free for all Friday, in case you're wondering. I'm glad it's Friday. Are you? I'm really glad it's Friday. It's been a long week. Done a lot of work, done a lot of stuff, and if you didn't know, which you probably don't because I don't think I've talked about it, Olivia and I are going on vacation next week. Oh yeah. Now, before you get freaked out, because I mean, I know that, you know, you're worried that there won't be vlogs on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If the Wi-Fi connection is good, then I'm gonna try to still vlog while we're on vacation. We're actually going to Mexico, and one of these all-inclusive things, which would be kind of fun. I've never done that before. Olivia and Hannah love those things. So we're just gonna lay on the beach, but we're all gonna still work out and all that kind of stuff. So if it's available, then we'll do it. If not, then you'll have lots of footage when you get back, because also next week is my birthday, and for my birthday, Olivia got me a new vlogging camera. How amazing is that? So you can say thank you to her for that, because it should come in today, hopefully, and all the vlogs going forward will have a brand new cool camera with all kinds of more fun stuff, and I'm really a nerd, so like I really researched it, of course, and I'm really excited about that. So we'll see. We can evaluate how it's gonna be. But so like I said, hopefully I'll still vlog next week while we're on vacation, because I just love doing it. It doesn't even seem like work to me, because I like hanging out with you guys and talking about life and talking about living it. You got it? No, but I did want to talk about something. I mentioned I'm a nerd, right? Olivia would definitely agree with that. So like one of my favorite things to listen to, I like podcasts in general, but there's one podcast off of public radio. It actually is a radio show called Radio Lab. Give me a holler, give me a shout if you like Radio Lab. If you haven't heard Radio Lab, you need to go listen to it, because it's a weekly show, it's an hour long, and it's like the best show on radio. I mean, I can't tell you. They talk about science and the way things work, but interesting stories, and it's just so well produced. The guy who produces it, Jad Abumrad, cool name, huh? He's a musician too, so like there's all the scoring and sound effects, and it's just very well done. And as a nerd, and a production nerd in particular, I love this show, and it's fascinating to me what they talk about. But the show this week was a rebroadcast from like 2007, I think, and I'll link to it in the description below. But it's on the placebo effect. And they do all kinds of shows like this, right? You should just browse through it because it's really cool. All right, I'll shut up about it. Anyway, this placebo effect is on how people, they always give placebo. So if they're going to test a drug, they give one group the drug, and they give the other group the placebo. And oftentimes you'll hear that the drug was no more effective than the placebo. But what that's implying is that the placebo was, in some ways, effective. What that's implying is that the placebo was in some way effective, which doesn't make sense, right? Placebo is just like a neutral pill. It's just like neutral. There's no medicine in it, and so that's amazing. But what they go on to talk about is how powerful your expectation and your mind is in your health and in your perception of pain. They talk about doctors and the white coats, and they go to a white coat ceremony, and how there's something about when a doctor enters a room with a white coat that there's, in your mind, you feel like they can take care of you, that they have answers, that what they say, even if the same person told you but didn't have that, or even if another doctor told you without the white coat sometimes, that you don't quite believe it and it doesn't work as well in your life. And it got me to thinking somewhat about that, and how, we had this conversation, Olivia and I had this conversation about why we got fat. We had this conversation in the car, and I'll link to it so you can, if you're watching on desktop, I'll put an annotation so you can go to that, because I'm still getting comments on that. It's great. People seem to really identify with that conversation, which was, I'm kind of a wimp in the sense of I just don't like to be uncomfortable. But I will say this. When you go into, say, a really hard workout and you expect it to be hard, like you're like, this is going to be very difficult, it may even be hard for me to finish it. It is so much easier and it's not as hard. But if I go into it and say, oh, this is an easy day, it's going to be no problem, I'm going to just do this and get done with it and let's get out of here. Oftentimes that's the times where I'm like, I can't finish this. I get into it and I go, oh my gosh. It's like you're shocked that it's hard. We have this in CrossFit a lot, because sometimes you'll come in on the board and a workout will look really easy. It'll be like 3, 6, 9 for 5 reps, and you're like, oh yeah, cool, man, I got this. And you get to like the second round and you're like, oh my gosh, unbelievable. And so I think your expectation has a lot to do with this. I'll give you an example from when I was running a lot. I did my first half marathon. This was right after I met my goal weight. It was a really awesome thing. It was such a proud moment. And I ran it in Central Park. And there's a 6-mile loop. And I ran it with my friend Wampa. Shout out to Wampa. Yeah, he's like climbing Mount Everest right now as we speak, which is, it's pretty incredible. But anyway, he ran this 13-mile, 13.1 mile thing. We did 2 loops around Central Park, which was 12 miles plus a mile after that, okay? Did very well for my first time, like 2 hours, 20 minutes, something like that, 22 minutes, something like that. Felt good, made it, ran the whole way, cool. Hard, but, did it. The next week, I'm talking like 6 days later, a buddy of mine comes in from out of town. It's like, hey, we should go running now that you're into running. He knew me when I was fat, and so he was like, this is so cool, we can do something else together. And we just were gonna run the 6-mile loop, right? I was thinking to myself, oh, super easy, like 6 miles. I just did 13.1, come on, people. Well, it was so funny because at about mile 4, I got so winded and like, it was so hard. And I was like, what's happening? I just ran 13.1 miles. But what was funny is in my mind, because I was only running 6, my expectation was so different. And so it was like my body, at mile 4, it was really hard. It was as if it was mile 10 on the 13.1. You see how that works? It's like my mind and my expectation had so much to do with my being able to endure and being able to work out a lot. So I think it's so true. And I think this also has to do with our food and with weight loss in particular. I think maintenance is equally as hard or harder than losing weight. But losing weight is very difficult because it's such an intense thing. And our bodies always want to go, oh, this is permanent. So if I start a new plan this week, then this is the way it's going to be for the rest of my life, and there's no way I can sustain that. Well, you do not have to sustain weight loss. That's why I think it's really important to do it as quickly as possible, not in an unhealthy way, but just to do it as quickly as you can, because it's like camping out. Right? You're not going to do that forever. You're not just going to eat that small amount of calories, or for whatever's healthy for you for that long. You're going to be able to go back up to a normal weight that's good for you to maintain. Not what you did before, because that's going to make you fat, but a normal thing. But you've got to decrease those calories, and you've got to increase the burning of that. But that makes it really hard. But if you go into it, and I will say, I was thinking about that this morning when I want to talk about this, because I think one of the keys to both Olivia and I's success this time, because like I've said before, we've lost a little bit of weight before, we've lost some stuff, and we gained it back, but this time seems so different, and it is so different. I mean, it's been the longest by far that we've ever kept it off. And I think because it was such a big deal, we expected it to be so hard. I mean, obviously, Olivia's going to the ranch. She's seen Biggest Loser. She knows how Jillian and Bob are. She knows it's going to be the hardest thing she's ever done in her life. So there's an expectation of, this is the hardest thing I'm ever going to do in my life. So you're actually able to endure it more. If she would have gone into it and she would have been like, this is going to be easy. It's cool. It may be a little difficult from time to time, but it's going to be easy. I'm telling you, that would be hard. It would be much harder. It just would be. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you go into it and you don't realize how hard it's going to be, and so your expectation framed your entire experience there. But I can't speak to that as much because I wasn't there. But I can say that when I started, I knew that it was going to be incredibly difficult, and I was prepared for it. I was like, this is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. This is it. I'm done. As far as my expectation was going. So when it got really hard, and I've talked about that first night, how hard it was when I was doing that Daniel fast, and how, it did even out, but I had an expectation that it was going to be really, really difficult. If I went into it, just sort of like halfway, and I can endure a little bit, but not, I'm not really into this. I'm not really up for it. I don't know if I could have done it. So I think your expectation of how much pain you're going to have, whether it be working out, losing weight, or then in your general life. I think a lot of people are shocked when they go to maintenance and they find out that it's not easy. You don't just lose the weight and it was really hard and I made it and now I get to eat whatever I want. No, that definitely does not work that way. I think if you go into it going, this is going to be hard. This is my thing. This is hard. This is going to suck a lot. I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to find a system that works. I'm going to have my treat days like I've talked about. I'm going to have, my mini treats. I'm going to have, vacations. I'm going to do all these kinds of things. But it's going to be really hard. And you know what? Maybe it's not fair that some skinny person can eat whatever they want and stay skinny and eat 5,000 calories and whatever. But, okay. That's my thing. Hey, I'm glad it's not heroin. It could kill you. And same with alcohol, and same with all of these other things. It will kill you. So praise the Lord, it's not all some of these other things, but at the same time, it's just as deadly in so many ways. It just takes a lot longer, and it's a lot more socially acceptable. So my thing is, okay, it's going to be really hard, and this is the thing I have to deal with. And this is, if you're a Christian, this is my cross to bear. And that's a great image no matter what faith you're of. This is the thing that I have to deal with. So the sooner you can accept it, the sooner you can get on and making the most out of it. Like finding the way. Okay, these are my restrictions. I can't do all these things that skinny person A can do. But you know what? I can have my treat day. So I'm gonna go really good. I'm not gonna cheat at all. I'm not gonna do all this. But then I know that on Sunday I get to have that treat, that one treat. And you know what? It's so satisfying and so good. But if the whole time I'm thinking, gosh, this is not fair. I mean, I can't believe skinny person A gets to do that. I mean, gosh, why can't I do that? Then I'm telling you, that is no way to live. That is no way to live. And honestly, I don't know how successful you're going to be. I don't. So that's my sort of Is it a rant? I don't know. But it is a free-for-all Friday, so free-for-all! Ben's just talking. Who knows? But thank you for listening, and hopefully next week we'll have some cool footage with our new camera from Mexico, and sun and sand and beach and all that fun stuff. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Let me know if that rings true with you. Well, how your expectations frames the way you can endure and take pain and be successful in things that are hard and uncomfortable. Let me know about that. If you think that's crazy, whatever. And if you're a Radiolab fan, let me know too. If you're not, go check it out and listen to it. Like I get obsessed with Radiolab. Olivia's like, oh geez. So, but be sure to give a thumbs up if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Be sure to tell your friends and share this. And we will hopefully see you on Monday. Bye, guys.